Okay, so I'm assuming everyone here has heard of The Matrix. For those who haven't heard about it, it's a film where this guy called Neo he basically goes and he's stuck in a basically a fake world made by computers simulating reality, and it exists because all the humans are trapped. They are trapped, and they're all trapped there, trying to so that that machines can generate energy from their body heat to live off of. And then the film follows Neo first getting out of the Matrix, and then it follows basically the humans' revolution against the Matrix. That's basically what happens in these films. So, as I'm assuming many folks here have heard, or have heard already, the Matrix is also a trans analogy, and in several ways, to me, this was very overtly obvious. Like from the moment of hearing that, it's like, Neo's in a fake reality, and then he gets into the real reality that's analogous to the experience of one's egg cracking. That's a very by the way, when the term an egg cracking basically in trans to me that refers to the experience of realizing one's trans. It's like, oh, fake reality assigned gender, or real reality identified gender, all that. That's a very simple thing, right? That makes sense. That's basically the main crux of the whole thing. But there's some more to it that I didn't realize till actually watching the trilogy. For instance, in the world of The Matrix, Neo's legal name is Steven Anderson. Neo was originally a pseudonym he used, well, as an online hacker. That was the name he went by. But then once he gets out of the Matrix, he ends up referring to himself as Neo and being referred to as Neo. But then when he goes back inside of the Matrix, he's referred to by the agents of the Matrix as Steven Anderson. And no matter how much he insists on going by that, no matter how much he insists on going by that, and is repeatedly called that, they still call him Steven Anderson. It's like Neo is the name Steven Anderson was presumably given to him at birth by his parents. Meanwhile, Neo is an actual name he made for himself. And so basically, Neo is his chosen name, and Steven Anderson is his dead name. And so basically, it's the Matrix in the form of the agents dead naming him. And lastly, for the whole red pill, blue pill thing, this is very simple. Basically, estrogen pills, they used to be red. The red pill equals an estrogen pill. That's basically that whole analogy put into blunt terms. I can't really go very deep into that. It's a very simple little thing. So, with all of that in mind, I'm gonna show you a recording I made right after I finished watching The Matrix Revolutions. Just a little idea for potential, for if they were ever to remake The Matrix, I think that'd be cool. It's a little bit of a double twist, a cool idea. It's gonna be complete. If you haven't seen all three Matrix films, it's gonna make little to no sense, as this was basically an unhinged, rambly rant thing. I just shouted into the microphone at like 1 a.m. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Yep, it's a thing. Yeah, I'm rambling. Play the clip. Okay, so over the last couple of weeks, I've watched the Matrix films, and I have a lot of stuff I want to say about it. But while watching Matrix Revolutions early on, I had a brilliant little idea, and it's triggered complete insanity into me, and it's brilliant insanity, and I need to puke it out into this microphone here, and so I'm saying it. But warning, what I'm about to say will sound completely incoherent unless you've seen all three Matrix films. And also, spoiler is all fuck. I'm under no control here. I'm puking at my thoughts as I say them. So, right, The Matrix. You know all that, right? So, it's supposed to be a trans analogy. I'll argue that in parts of the video to come before this point. I don't have time to process that here. This is passion, pure passion burning here. Okay? So, so I was thinking about the Matrix Revivals, and it's an unnecessary sequel. It was like The Matrix Revolutions ended things on a good note, okay? But I was thinking, what if they did a remake? And it's like, well, there's things they could do in 2020, they could have done in 2021 that
they couldn't have done in 1999 or even 2003. Okay, so the whole original film is mainly the original film, to a lesser extent the other films, but primarily the original film is supposed to be a trans analogy, like an analogy for being a trans person, right? Okay, like I'll explain that earlier in the video too, I think, or maybe later. I don't know. Anyway, but imagine how that analogy could have been strengthened in a remake by having it so that Neo, after breaking out of the Matrix, he finds he's in a girl body, and he's like, oh, am I a girl in the real world? Okay, so this is interesting, and so that strengthens the whole trans girl analogy in the first thing, because was made by a pair of trans girls and all that, and it's a trans analogy, and it's like going in that direction. But then, of course, later on in the films, it's revealed that Neo's mind has been transferred between multiple bodies, as he's multiple times over within the Matrix. So what if the reason why he's in a girl body is because the robots just carelessly put his mind into a girl body because, he's gonna be trapped in the Matrix anyway, and so he ends up, in effect, being a trans guy when he's in the real world. Double twist! This is brilliant! I swear it's brilliant! Yes, I've got it out! Yes! 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 It's just... We're just about to reach. It's just about to be 2 hours past midnight. I really should be more careful about causing an noise complaint. I do not care. Passion. Pure passion powers me right now. I have my fidget pencil, yes. I've said what I need to say. The flame can finally calm down. I am free from this flame that has been burning inside of me. I'm free from trying to prevent it from going to waste now. I've said it. It'll be a double twist, not trans analogy / this will also be a good way to explain being trans to cis people. Like in the Matrix says in the Matrix, Neo always keeps saying, I know what to do, or I know what it is. He just knows what to do, and it's like a big part of the premise of the Matrix Revolutions. So imagine if that's how he described him being trans. Like, I may have been woken up into the real world as a girl, but I know I am a guy. Come on, this whole thing works so perfectly. I swear, this concept would be worth remaking the entire trilogy alone. Remaking the entire trilogy for this concept alone would be worth it. I swear, I'm not crazy. Yep, I think that's the last of it. So, yeah, hopefully the audio there's not too bad. Hopefully it's possible to be processed by a human brain, let alone a machine brain or whatever. What am I saying with that? God, I have so much stuff I want to artistically say about The Matrix as a series of films. Like, I have a video planned about basically talking about the secret bosses from Deltarune and how there's a surprising amount of parallels / connections between the plot lines of The Matrix and plot lines of the very secret bosses in Deltarune. Then I'm also like, this is probably best left as a note here, but the Matrix, particularly the original Matrix, is basically just postmodernism, the movie. Actually, no, the whole trilogy is like if you took postmodernism, like you took postmodernism and you ground it up into its rawest essence, then you put it into movie batter, and then baked into a movie. Like, this is postmodernism, the movie. It's crazy. Yeah, I think early in this video I'll probably... Maybe after this point, maybe before this point, I don't know, I'll explain why it's a trans analogy, because seems to go over the heads of a lot of cis people, but to me it's pretty obvious. It was pretty obvious while watching the film. There was more stuff I found while watching the film, but it was pretty obvious when someone pointed out that it's a trans analogy. The ways in which it was a trans analogy I knew just based on the little I know about The Matrix as a cultural reference, or more what I knew at the time. So yeah, there's also a whole thing where it's like, I don't know how bluntly it's said, but at the end it seems to be the case that basically the robots, the AI, throughout the first two films, we're led to think that the AI are just more robots essentially. But in the end, I think based on what happens in the Matrix Revolutions, the robots were treating the AI inside the Matrix the same way the humans treated the robots, and Anderson, the AI inside the Matrix, this one AI inside the Matrix, was about to do what to the robots what the robots did to the humans. I'm pretty sure this is obvious subtext, but I'm still digging it up and putting it right here on the table. There it is. I have no idea what that sounds like in audio. To me, it sounded like the wimpiest click ever. Yeah. Is that the last of it? I'm recording this on my desk with all my assets. There's multiple bits of spit on my iPad. Have any of my assets experienced damage? Oh no. I don't see anything, but I'm worried. God, I'm stunlocking and wasting time now, aren't I? Well, that means I get more watch minutes on this video, doesn't it? Yeah. Am I tired enough that that people should be saying to me, "Go home, you're drunk"? Is my brain burnt enough by the fire that was just raging inside of it that people should be telling me, "Go home, you're drunk"? I don't know. Do I need more time? Do I need more time to recalibrate and I can record audio again later? Because I've really been needing to record audio more for too long, frankly. I'm trying to make a January wave, and I'm sick of functioning over it, because I've not recorded audio in so long that's intimidating now. Fucking hell. God. Yeah, YouTube's not really pissy about swearing. Yeah, retroactively monetizing my content's gonna be hard, isn't it? Hey, look, I'm a Glaswegian. You could say as many fucks, shits, craps, dicks, fannies, hells, cunts you want. You can string as many of those together into one sentence as you want, and half the population of this town won't register that you said a cuss word. I'm not kidding. I'm only somewhat kidding. Yeah. In trying to make sure that this flame didn't go to waste, I rushed in here to record this, and I was in the middle of boiling the kettle to get tea to drink while doing this, and I really want the tea now, so I'm finally going to stop recording this after wasting so much of your time. Well, for me, this is a goodbye. For you, I might give you a slightly more sane explanation of this, or a slightly more sane explanation of some parts of this after this. Or maybe I did that before, and so the video's just gonna end. I have no idea at this point. iMovie's being weird about the recording. Hopefully it doesn't all go to waste. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, this video, I don't go on too long because the last bit there was already very outro-y enough, so I'm just gonna make two notes. One, there was a high amount of, the audio for this video was pretty bad, even in the non-unhinged parts before that last bit of audio. There was a lot of interference from things like spit and also from knocking things over. This is very bad audio, like the Pen Part 2, Episode 7 Cells levels of bad audio. And then the other thing I want to mention is, yeah, this is 2 days late, meaning that tomorrow is the upload of the next video. I'm just going to go on like as if nothing happened, but I'm going to acknowledge that. Shit. Yeah. I'm gonna hear that anyway. I have executive function order. Sorry, a yawn was fucking me up there. So, but yeah, keeping to a schedule is fucking hard, okay? Got the video in the end, okay? Enjoy it, alright? I'm gonna upload it now.